Dickey here, and talking about some more inconsistencies in the marketplace. And honestly, I never thought I would talk about this, but Jamie Dimon, you need to check yourself, my friend. And I'm sure you don't remember me. We used to work together back in the day, back in the early 90s. And I've always looked at you as someone who had a pretty level head and pretty well understood what was going on in the market. But I don't think we're on the same page here in general, and I'm really disappointed with where you're going with this. And what I want to focus on again is the inconsistencies here. So last November, and I'm going last year, I guess I got to go back to November 2021, Powell started saying he was going to start raising rates in March of 2022. And Jamie Dimon comes out and says there's going to be something worse than a hard recession coming. Okay? Now, please understand. I understand things change and times change and markets change, and I get it. But back in April, Jamie had come out and said, we've got an economic boom that could easily last till 2023. Really? 7 months later, and we've got your other headline? Something worse than a hard recession coming? What really changed in 7 months, Jamie? And I know a lot of people have said that, Powell's been behind the eight ball and raising rates and all that good stuff. But I guess my other question is, when could he have started raising rates? I mean, think about it. Basically, in later March, April of 2020, when COVID came, he dropped everything down. I got it. So roughly a year later, I don't remember most of the country being out and working and going on. So I don't think we could have done anything there. I know in May of 21, we had all the resurgence of COVID because we had all the super spreader events for Memorial Day. And then we had 4th of July where Biden came out and said that COVID was over. And then we had another super spreader event and COVID ticked up. And then I know in latter July, 1st of August, we had the Delta variant come in. He's not going to raise rates with that. We finally deal with Delta a little bit, or at least figure out how we're going to handle it. And he comes out in November and finally says he's going to deal with it. I don't really see a time frame in there where Powell could have started raising rates before that. But even in November, he comes out and says it. And what happens the day after Thanksgiving? We get the Omicron variant and the market sells off again there. So I don't really blame Powell for doing what he did when he did. What I blame is for people who say things like this and no one ever comes back and says anything for you. Now, more importantly, we've got these inconsistencies, and then we've got him coming out going, brace for a hurricane. Really, Jamie? A hurricane. Seriously? We have a very strong economy. We have inflation that went up because of who knows what, Ukraine and supply chain issues and all this other garbage. But a hurricane caused by the Fed and Ukraine war? The Fed's doing their job, Jamie. And again, I'm going to hold you accountable because it's really kind of bothering me what's going on here because nobody's questioning you on it. I think a lot of people gave you a pass because of what was going on with Citigroup and Chase and all that, but back in the day. And here's another one, a few months later. This is serious. A recession in 6 to 9 months. Well, Jamie, the first time you said there was going to be hardship was in November of 2021. It's now January of 2023, and we don't have a recession yet. Where's the recession, Jamie? What's going on? And why do I think you have any clue as to what's going to happen in 6 to 9 months with a recession? And if we have a recession coming, with the market doing what it did today, which the market sold off today, as I have had a video on earlier today where we had strong employment and the market sold off because of strong employment. Well, if we have a recession, wouldn't that be a good thing for the market? Because if a bad thing for the market is strong employment, then a recession should be a good thing, right? Again, I'm not quite understanding what the theory and thought process is here. But Jamie, I do think you need to rethink where you're going with this. And let's be positive rather than be negative. Because again, I'd rather focus on the 90% positive than the 10% negative. Dickey out.